turrets for the big damage, laser turrets to finish them off, and 2 layers of self-healing mending walls to keep out those spiders. To top it all off, we have...
Say that again real quick. Say that again real quick. Like, I seen Factorio being played. I never tried to play it myself. I ain't gonna lie.
Good evening. Welcome back to Factorio. Last video we installed the space exploration mod, built a big old factory, laid waste to our enemies, constructed a rocket, and launched ourselves into the great beyond. In this video we expand even further. More death, more destruction, and more development of unprecedented risk management strategy through scalable microactions. In this video we won't just be going to space, but other whole planets. The entire solar system will not be spared from our reach. So, let us continue. But before we can continue, I must fulfill my obligations. Opera GX. That's right, boyos, this video is sponsored by Opera GX, the speediest gamer web browser you have ever seen in your entire life. Are you tired of these stinky web browsers vacuuming up all your RAM?
I ain't gonna lie, I switched to Opera. My computer started acting funny, took that joint right off, not gonna lie.
Don't watch my videos in crystal clear 1440p because you're a Wikipedia goblin and forgot to close those 8,000 tabs about the most random shit imaginable, like
this
the
game
surname.
Is third person? Yeah.
Well, worry not, fuckos. Opera GX is here to save. Download it now with my link in the description and use GX Control. Stop sucking up my RAM. Done. Stop sucking up my CPU. Done. Stop sucking.
But I do got... never mind.
No. You can even limit the sucking up my RAM. Done. Stop sucking up my CPU. Done. Stop sucking. No. You can even limit the network bandwidth used, so when you download your 8 terabytes of smut, it doesn't interfere with your intense gamer session. Gentlemen, you can customize this browser to your heart's content. Dark mode, light mode. Force dark mode on every page so that this doesn't happen to you. And best of all, my very own wallpaper. Simply phenomenal. Fellas, we need to do something very important. Download Opera GX, click this button in the top right, use custom wallpaper, get more wallpapers, download my wallpaper, and rate it 5 stars. Has Opera GX told me to do this? No, this is purely for my own vanity. We are currently at 23 ratings, but we need to have more. Jay Schlatt has 194, Russian Badger has 272, and PewDiePie has 748. And we can do better. What are you waiting for, fuckos? Each passing day, my ego must grow larger. Finally, if you download using my link, you get a small section from my past few uploads, so you will never miss a video ever again. And let's continue. Now, you may be asking, Mr. Mart, why has it been over a year since the last Factorio video? Well, I've been lazy, but I do have some excuses. For one, Ben and I in our infinite wisdom decided that this perfectly good, albeit a bit laggy factory wasn't good enough, and we just had to restart. So we switched up the mods a bunch and spent another 100 hours building a giant factory. Was good. Huge production facilities, a totally necessary and not pain in the ass 8-lane train network, and a room full of the most precious resource.
What is that?
At around 100 hours, we managed to get the first cargo rocket up and got ourselves into space. And then we were like, you know what? This world kind of stinks. I don't like the mods. Everything is too goddamn large. And generally it has an unpleasant vibe. So once again in our infinite wisdom, we abandoned that world and started over again. So of course, day 1. The crash landing, big space laser death rays, and setting up the starter base, basic mining, basic smelting, red and green science, a blue 2021 Dodge Challenger, and most importantly, our text plates. Penis, and the Zaza. 2 hours in, things were going well. And then, we built an entire factory. Now, I'm just going to say that this was an intelligent storytelling choice, and definitely not me forgetting to record anything for over 40 hours. During those 40 hours, we built a whole factory. We constructed a runway for our brand new aircraft and covered it in poop. Tristan wrote a beautiful haiku. Okay. He developed a powerful addiction to cement, built some concrete production, and then was never heard from ever again.
How do you know?
These 40 hours of Factorioing were done before I went to America to make this video, so I wasn't under any particular time pressure. But if I wanted to get this video out in time, things would have to get efficienter, which is a problem for me because if I play Factorio for too long, my brain goes woo, 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 woo. And I walk around in circles for hours at a time, doing nothing. And so, not wanting to dilly-dally any further, Ben and I set our sights on launching to space. Day 2. Time to launch to space. Ben and I loaded up the cargo rocket with a bunch of supplies and did our maiden launch for the 3rd time. And and
Boys.
space, baby. Up there to greet us was this asteroid covered in junk and a bunch more useful stuff that we wouldn't be able to get for quite a while. So after cleaning off the asteroid, we got to work on today's goal, space science. Like all the other sciences, but space. While I was hard at work expanding our scientific capabilities, Ben busied himself with the construction of infrastructure.
I don't know. I have a better idea, Mom.
Building stuff in space presents a whole new type of logistical challenge. Where do I get materials? Well, there are a few options. Sending them up in cargo rockets, or using these. Delivery cannons. Delivery cannons do exactly what you'd expect. They shoot stuff into space. For them to work properly, we need a special chest for the goods to land in, and a way of telling them to turn on and off, so this doesn't happen. Deciding on which transport mode to use presents quite the conundrum. Which items do we send via rocket? Is it worth sending the basic plates with delivery cannons, or is that impractical? Making things even more difficult was the fact that some items we got in space couldn't really be used up here, and had to be dealt with somehow. Ben, however, while trying to reconstruct the fish tunnel from our second base, gentlemen, the fish tunnel, found the perfect solution to that particular problem.
I don't know. Scrap in here.
Just fucking flinging it into space. So, after wiring everything together, building delivery cannon chests, making a transmitter and receiver, and setting up our little space science production, before we knew it, space science was done. Bada bing, bada boom!
Hey, look at that.
This process takes a fair bit of energy, so using our combined 3.5 brain cells, we did this.
It's really fucking impossible to walk.
We are intelligent Factorio engineers. Back then
Are
on
those solar
Norvis, we
panels?
had a few issues. For one, a coronal mass ejection. Our umbrella defense took all the power from the factory, causing a giant blackout, but none of our base was damaged, and one of the CME beams even barbecued some biters. So thumbs up from me. Secondly, our flimsy walls were being eaten yet again.
I'm gonna take him on.
No, Ben,
I'm
no!
gonna fucking die. Ben.
For us to work
my boy.
efficiently in space, and eventually on other planets,
can never
our
play
defenses would have to be
Mad
self-sufficient.
confusing?
Well,
Hey, it look confusing. I ain't gonna, bro. I barely know how to play Minecraft. Ain't no way I'm playing, bro. I be seeing people play this. I'm like, I don't even know what be going on. I be seeing them build rivers, and I'm like, bro, what is this, man? What is
we
this?
needed to do
Brooke
was
was good.
a wall.
What you
Day
mean by
3. Oh no. Time to build a wall. If you cast your mind back to the previous video, we got away with minimal wall building because you could just build an impervious moat with everyone's favorite item, water fill.
Water.
Of course, our peaceful moat building eventually turned into this. Well, the mod author, clearly having seen the utter shenanigans one can achieve with a bit of water fill, tragically put a stop to it. Truly a sad day for Bean Boys Incorporated. For this world, we decided not to use water fill since it's really not that fun, so instead we had to build an actual wall with actual defenses. So we built an actual wall with actual defenses. Here's the blueprint. Some
Yo, this
flamethrower
is
turrets for the big
literally
damage, laser turrets to finish them off,
Avatar
and 2 layers of
Simulator,
self-healing
bro.
mending walls to keep out those biters. To top it all off, we have
Say that again real quick. Say that again real quick.
self-healing mending walls to keep out those biters.
Nah,
To top it all
that's
off, we have straight
crazy.
sections, gay sections, and train stops for our repair train to come and visit when things need repairing. Now, what's the point of spending all this time designing and building a shiny new wall if it doesn't expand our territory? So, I hopped in the attack helicopter and expanded our territory.
Nah, that's nuts.
This is where our most powerful mod came into effect. And no, I'm not talking about the helicopter. I'm talking about the replacement of explosion sounds with vine booms. Once it was all said and done, thousands of biters had been laid off, evicted, and burnt to death, and our territory had been greatly expanded. Now, of course, let's build that wall. During construction, I had what some might refer to as a silly clown moment. To help speed things up, I'd been making good use of the jetpack, but the jetpack takes fuel, and I ran out. Rough.
That's
Walking all the way
unfortunate.
back was gonna take me ages, so instead of using my shit-ass legs, I handcrafted a Dodge Challenger in about half a second, and drove it back to base. Automating space science allowed us to research a lot of new things. New machines,
Growth facility grows biological specimens under a range of controlled conditions.
grows biological specimens. Me. but most importantly, everyone's favorite weapon system: artillery. Huh. Well, I guess the wall works pretty well. Now that the base perimeter had been secured, it was time to expand the factory to other worlds.
Okay.
Day 4. Seagull, the site of our next grand expansion. Seagull is a small moon rich in Cryonite, the first resource that we can't just get on Novus. And Cryonite, we would be needing. So to get started, I fired up the creative world and spent a few hours creating. Cryonite presents a bunch of new challenges. First of all, it's not practical to put the processing plant on Novus because Cryonite ore only stacks at 20, which kind of makes moving it around a bit of a gigantic pain.
Because, bro, if you watch the movie Don't Look Up, right, on Netflix, they talk about how, like, the rich people, there's like a meteor coming towards Earth. Listen, if you ain't watching it, came out last year, you're done, okay? Instead of deflecting the meteor, they want to go mine the meteor first, all right? This is literally that in simulation, bro.
In the arse. But Cryonite rods stack to 200, and each Cryonite rod takes 10 Cryonite ore, so that's 100 times better. Well, to make the rods, we need heavy oil, and the only way for us to get that is with oil processing, so we need to make some oil processing, but then we also need a way to deal with the light oil and petroleum byproducts, so we turn this into solid fuel, and then since another step in the process uses steam, we use the solid fuel in a boiler to make our steam, but it doesn't need that much steam, so we boil off the steam in turbines, but the turbines only turn on when the solar panels don't produce enough energy, so we need a way of turning off the solar panels when we need to burn off the steam, and then that step that takes steam also produces water, so we need a way of making sure the water tank isn't full, and not to mention the fucking mountains of sand produced. Why is there so much sand? So yeah. It's already pretty complicated.
What's my favorite cereal? My favorite cereal? That's a hard question, bro. I would say my go-to that I can eat every single day. Fruity Pebbles, bro.
And this is the
Got to be, all right? Now, is that the best tasting? No. But could I eat it every day? Yes. Okay?
simplest new resource. With all that being said, here's the blueprint.
But my favorite?
Time.
They got these French toast O's. It's like little French toast with like little syrup on it. You know what I'm saying? Put them. Y'all ain't outside.
For our next big venture.
Yes, I said Fruity Pebbles, okay? What's your favorite cereal?
Before leaving, I had written out a comprehensive, exhaustive list of everything we would need. Except, of course, Cliff Explosives.
See, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is good, okay? Cinnamon Toast Crunch is good. But after 2 days of eating it, I'm like, do I really want to eat this again? It's good for every now and then, okay? Lucky Charms, they fooled us. We raise it, get them out my chat. Get them out my chat. Delete them out my chat, all right? Hey, you're getting banned, Ashley. You're done. Hey, it was nice knowing you. Goodbye.
Stations, construction box, and logistics box.
Frosted Flakes are tough, though.
I forgot.
They get soggy
I built a
quick,
big solar field to power the base, sent it on the rocket with all the stuff I forgot, and then sat back.
Raisin Bran is elite? Oh my, no way you said that.
And let our good old botters do all the hard work. After an hour, the facility was done, and we had made our first Cryonite rods. Yes! To take them back to Novus, I built another rocket, another landing pad, and flew myself back home. And there we go, boys. Cryonite was now available. The first thing we needed it for was...
Listen, you're getting posted on Twitter. This is going on Twitter. All right? You're done.
was making utility science. So I hooked it up to a delivery cannon, went back into space, stuck down a bunch more machines, and before I knew it, utility science was done.
Hayes Walker was good.
Yes! Finally, we could research logistics system, and the factory could grow even larger. Day 5. Time for the factory to grow even larger. Using our new logistics chest, we began reconstruction of our space base to use a bus design. And tragically, in the process of building our new bus, this happened.
Jaquil, thank you for the sub.
Oh no.
Funnily enough, this train had not been touched for over 20 hours and was still spinning. I finished up the side of our bus and rebuilt the science production to make a respectable 60 science per minute. Utility science was done. Now it was time for production science. Production science uses Volcanite, and so it was time for more creative world. Volcanite, like Cryonite, has its own set of unique challenges. First off, Volcanite stacks to 20, so once again we want to make it into Volcanite blocks. Volcanite ore goes into pulverizers, gets pulverized into crushed Volcanite, enriched Volcanite, and even more fucking sand. The crushed and enriched Volcanite are then used in centrifuges with some added sulfur, which produces even more enriched Volcanite through a feedback loop. The enriched and crushed is then sent to industrial furnaces where it's combined with water and petroleum, which makes our final product Volcanite blocks as some steam, and the steam is put through a condenser turbine, which converts most of it back to water. Now this
How do you
process
know
is
this?
fairly complicated, but what makes it particularly difficult is the fact that planets with lots of Volcanite also tend to be waterless. No water means we can't easily make the sulfur or petroleum, so those need to be shipped in. Or do they? Since we now have access to Cryonite, we can also freeze the water and ship it around that way. Water ice can stack to 200, and each ice holds 100 water, so every stack is 20,000. This is quite a good solution, because ice is almost free, and we don't have to ship any barrels, which is good, because barrels suck. While I was sorting all this out of my head, Ben joined the creative world and decided to build some plutonium reactors.
Uh-huh.
Of course, seeing as we were in a creative world and had access to whatever we wanted, things very rapidly went off the rails.
Plutonium atomic bomb. Alright, Martin, where the f are you?
Bro,
Don't shoot this.
I'm pretty sure they take the data from this game and apply it to like the real world, boy. They have to. This and space, what is it? Space Chemical Program. They got
Please.
to, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's gonna shoot fast, okay? Let me do it.
Oh, there
Oh
they
my
go.
god.
Jesus Christ. My screen is just white.
What are you...
Look.
What's with all the worms, Ben?
Alright, Martin, in game blueprints, if you ever need a block of 23,000 worms, it's just fucking there.
Oh my god, that's a lot of worms.
A lot of worms. That's what that is.
Back in the game, we got a few things ready for our Volcanite expansion and had a look around at the star map when we noticed an interesting structure in the asteroid belt. Day 6. Agni, our chosen destination for Volcanite processing. But first, more creative world to try and wrap my head around cargo rockets. Okay, it's been a few hours.
No way, bro. No what, bro? Chat. Pop-Tarts just came out with a new flavor. If anybody, I'm not going to do that because y'all are probably just going to look it up. But I'm about to show y'all. I want y'all to think about the nastiest flavor I'm about to throw up. Just think about it. I ain't going to lie. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Boy, ain't no way. Boy, ain't no way. Boy, ain't no way.
Mart, did you wrap your head around cargo rockets? No. This large amount of Factorio I had been doing was definitely getting to me. My initial plan of being efficient called for a schedule, short breaks every hour or two, frequent meals, but all of that went out the window once I started actually playing. Yeah, sure, I could eat right now, but I'm almost done with my new smelter setup, and I think I know which is more important. This game really is crack.
Definitely about to
Anyway,
post this
I
on my
still had a job
community
to do,
tab,
and
bro.
today it was to go to Agni and get some goddamn Volcanite. I loaded up a rocket, this time remembering to bring the stuff I forgot last time, and flew over to our next big venture. I built another big-ass solar panel, stuck down 10,000 more accumulators because the day-night cycle is quite long, and once again, sat back and let the botters do all the hard work. And after a few hours of bringing more stuff from Novus, the blueprint was built and Volcanite was finally being processed. So I took it back home, made a setup to make iron ingots, loaded it all on delivery cannons, built even more space machines, and what do you know? Production science was automated.
That's how,
Oh my god.
is that good?
It
or
only
bad?
took 82 hours.
82?
Production science let us unlock a bunch of cool stuff. Better inserter configurations, beacons, bigger bot cargo capacity, Covrix enrichment, and best of all, incendiary artillery shells.
Hey man, it's all about them
These
weapons.
are like normal artillery shells, but spicier. And with that, I quit Factorio and went out with my friends to a nightclub. You know, for efficiency. Day 7. After a rather solid night out, leaving the club when the lights came on at 4 AM and getting home
That's
at
pretty
5,
fun.
I went to bed, got nowhere near enough sleep, and hopped back on Factorio. However, as you can probably imagine, the powerful hangover I was battling with left me playing Factorio like a complete brick. So, I wasn't going to do anything complicated, just some simple upgrades. Productivity Module 3s, some Coverix processing, concrete production to fuel my incredible cement addiction, some upgrades for the science setups, and finally, designing and building a nuclear reactor that takes no inspiration whatsoever from this one by Zisto. Nope, none. They just happen to be quite similar, for no particular reason. I completed the day with some copper smelting expansion. Hey girl, are you a construction worker? Because you are building.
It simply just makes sense. It just makes sense though.
And right before I went to bed, I found this wonderful hidden text plate.
That's crazy.
News. Day 8. Our resources are running low. And that space we claimed on day 3, well, I
We
think
reacted to like
it
4 or
could be
5
larger.
videos. I can't
Right
remember.
now we need more copper. And while there's a little bit within our walls, there is much,
probably
much
do like
more,
2 more.
just a little outside of
I
them.
need to go to the gym.
I think you see where this is going.
Or
It
cook
was time
something.
to expand our territory once again. I laid out a plan for a new wall, trying to use as much water as possible. But what's the point spending all this effort clearing out new territory if our wall is outdated and shit? So I hopped back into the creative world and built wall version 2.
That's what I'm saying,
For our
bro.
new wall, I would be using some of our new upgrades.
Man
Each
said
wall
this is not
segment would have an
complicated.
artillery turret loaded
It's one
with
of the
incendiary
hardest games
shells,
I ever
but the
seen in my
main
life.
difference is in the train stops. The old system was dumb, but the new system is less dumb. This totally, fully necessary big blob of combinators reads the contents of these chests and calls the train when supplies run low. The main advantage of the new system is that once
See, like where I live, we have those, but we have like VR. We have VR bars popping up where you could go play VR. That's tough though. The stand up quarter games, that's lit though. Bringing back that vibe.
the station is built, the train will automatically come by, unload the materials and construction bots, and the bots will build the rest of it for me. The flamethrowers also now use napalm, since why not? Anyway, for us to actually build these walls, we would need to clear out a lot of biters. So I hopped back in the attack helicopter and got to work on our next grand expansion.
Bro, you can't. Y'all haven't seen. I gotta go see the new Avatar, but if y'all haven't seen Avatar, y'all can't tell me this not the same thing, bro. Literally.
The first wall segment had been placed, and thousands of biters had been sacrificed for it to happen. I quickly stuck down some copper outposts, and the factory's blood could flow yet again. Day 9. I wasn't done. Gentlemen, it was time to build the rest of the wall. To build it, I'd have to clear out thousands and thousands of biters. So, wanting to do things efficiently, I ran some tests. The attack helicopter was great, but it needed lots of rockets and it had health, so it could die. Oh, no.
Here come the sky
And while
people.
it was very
Facts.
fast, it could be faster. Introducing the Flying Fortress.
They said
one
the
of
new
the
one is
vehicles
3
of all
hours and
time.
20 minutes.
More health and faster speed. Surely this would be
might go
better
see
than
it
the
tomorrow.
helicopter. Nope. The Flying Fortress is an airplane, and airplanes have this little quirk where if you go below a certain speed, they go, I don't want to fly anymore, and they land. So, inevitably, while delivering high explosive rockets from the safety of my plane, I flew too slow, the plane landed itself, and I got mauled to death by an angry mob.
Oh, you're done.
No. Next up was our new incendiary artillery, which proved to be much more effective. Using manual targeting, I could clear entire giant nests in a few
Demon Slayers
seconds.
are A-tier,
Even better,
ain't
I could
nobody
use the
can tell me
helicopter to get to an
otherwise.
island, stick down the turrets, and rain death behind an impervious barrier of water. This was great, but it could be even better. Introducing artillery shells that are atomic bombs. Our arsenal was perfected, the blueprints were ready, and Operation Poop Shit was a go.
Bro, I watched the first Avatar for the first time like 2 weeks ago. No cap. War, destruction.
Oh, Ben, I found the resonant frequency of my room. Would you like to hear the resonant frequency of my room?
Yes.
And would you look at that? The biters are all dead, and the wall is all built. Holy shit, I think that's it. In total, it took me about 13 hours of pure killing, paving, and building to get here.
That's
but
insane.
It was definitely worth it, because safety and security had finally, for real this time, been achieved. Day 10. With our borders more secure than ever, it was time to continue on our galactic conquest. Ben and I, again seeing that spaceship in the asteroid belt, decided to hop in a rocket and go get it.
The colonization
All right, here it is,
simulator, man. 13 hours for it, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
3,
probably-
2, 1, launch. Oh, and engage. Oh shit.
That.
Oh, there we are. We're in Novice. I'm gonna go down here. Bam.
I'm fucking
That was
stuck
sick.
on this solar panel.
That's actually so cool. It's called the Cum Wagon.
Yeah.
Riding on the high of our successful bootstrapped spaceship experience, we scoured the star map for anything else interesting. And we found something interesting. An alien pyramid structure poking out of the ground on the surface of Agni. So, Ben and I headed over to Agni to take a look. There it is.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Well, shit.
Hey, listen. Factorio might be one of the most one day maybe. You know what I'm saying? Move to the middle of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Start me a farm. And I'm going to play Factorio then, okay? My man was given 13 hours to building a wall. 18 hours. Well, what did he do with the 18 hours? I forgot. But, man, listen. I don't even... Martin. I don't even want to know what your computer's chair smell like, all right? After that, you're done. Bro, no. I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't do it. I couldn't.